under the Alien Registration Act is today. All foreign nationals present in the United States longer than 30 days must register with the federal government. Failure to comply with this is a crime, punishable by fines, imprisonment, or both. As President Trump and Secretary Noem have both said, if you register and you leave now, you choose to self-deport. You may have the opportunity to return later legally, but if not, you will be arrested, fined, deported, never to return to our country again. The Trump administration will continue to enforce our nation's immigration laws. We will not pick and choose which laws to enforce. We must know who is in our country for the safety and the security of our homeland and for all American citizens.
All right, slightly related to deportation, but trickier question. What about beliefs? Now, the federal government has said, in the case of this Mahmoud Khalil, he's the Columbia University Hamas-loving activist, not my politics by a long shot. He's for the destruction of Western civilization, in his words, just to give you where he's at. Okay. As you know, 12 days ago, I had dinner with President Trump, a dinner that was set up by my friend Kid Rock.
To show you the complete video, what this guy actually said is extremely important because I have seen a lot of liberals coming to say, oh, a lot of people are regretting voting for Trump. I don't know. The mainstream media is the only one doing this every single day. Maher shattered the narrative what these people actually think about Trump in a shocking way. Few weeks ago, this man had a visit to the White House set up by Kid Rock. His response, partaking to everything, it is amazing. I never expected that I would see a day like this. There was a clash even on his show about this. According to this article, Bima spilled the beans, revealing Trump was different in person than he expected. Ma was shocked when he presented Trump with a list of past insults Trump had heard at him over the years, and in epic fashion, Trump signed it, all in good humor. That was amazing. I'm going to show you that video, but before I do that, first take a look at this guy.
You get a certain amount of cult followers for anything, and then the true believers never die. I mean, a lot of people would say right now the Democratic Party is still in that mode, which is going to render them possibly an irrelevant party if they don't change.
What would you like to see from the Democrats, like, going forward?
Well, much more centrism, much more get rid of the woke baggage, you know. Old school liberal is what I usually describe myself as. But that's very often the opposite of woke. Woke would like people to believe that there's some sort of an extension of liberalism, but they're not. They're usually something that's quite opposite. Liberalism was, we should have a colorblind society and not see race at all. That's not what the woke believe.
Yeah, I would say
they're the opposite.
Quite.
Let's put race at the front of everything.
Yep, absolutely. Oppressor and oppressed, sacred, make a sacred the oppressed.
Yes, I'm a free speech guy up and down the line. But I didn't think that the head guy would be like retweeting the worst of the tweets. That's crazy. Like, yes, the Supreme Court said Nazis could march in Skokie, Illinois, a town full of Holocaust survivors. I mean, that's the bar that we have in this country for how much we love free speech. Okay, so are there going to be some Nazis if you really have a free speech channel? Yes, there are. But you don't have to retweet them.
Was he retweeting?
No, I mean, you know what? I don't read it closely, but I'm getting this from what other people say, and I don't know if it's like specific. Look, he did that salute, which I don't think he meant it. I don't think he was like saying it's just when you're that close to the fire, you know.
When people are suddenly realizing what is going on, this has happened for a very long time. It needed just one person with that bold mindset to do this, and Trump came in. Democrat never knew that this was coming. It took them unaware. And Trump promised during his campaign, I'm going to do this. They took it lightly, like he was joking. The people saw the vision in him, like, I'm bestowed the trust. So when I see people saying, "Oh, regretting voting for Trump," things like this, it is insane. When I see someone even doing a video, putting out a clip about this, I would think maybe this person never even voted for Trump initially because people who actually voted for him, knowing that he's going to do this, don't have a problem. I'm not saying like there are no weaknesses, there are still weaknesses that he might do some things that people don't like.
I never felt I had to walk on eggshells around him. And honestly, I voted for Clinton and Obama, but I would never feel comfortable talking to them the way I was able to talk with Donald Trump. That's just how it went down. Make of it what you will.
If we know nothing else about Trump, he's transactional. So I don't care what happens. If you go to Mar-a-Lago or you have dinner with him, he's going to get something out of it. He's not the kind of man who just does things for giggles and laughs. And Bill Maher is not this. Bill Maher's position on woke is virtually the same line as Trump. I think he's been a vociferous opponent of woke. I can't even differentiate some of the things that the administration has said about the woke phenomenon, and he has. So I think they have a lot in common.
Bill Maher, I know, disagrees with a lot of what Donald Trump has said and done, and he's talked about that. He does agree with Donald Trump on the woke issue, and he said that woke was a good thing initially, taken way too far by the left wing of the Democratic Party.
Let's be clear.
So, but hold on. Let me just make my point. Why do you have to paint somebody as 100% wrong? You might agree with them on one thing or another. Why not say it? Because you have more credibility about the things you disagree with if you can say that.
Woke is not making Harriet Tubman and black heroes disappear from history.
You're right. You're right.
And I think he spearheaded that. It's really his position on woke. See, it's easy for a lot of Americans to not take this personally because it's not their history dismantled. It is not their resume that is being questioned.
Okay, so Bill Maher going to meet with Trump probably makes him one of the most annoying comedians right now. And comedians are very, very annoying. Over something like the woke issue, which really doesn't, I guess it affects him and it affects his market. First of all, Corinne Steffens lied on a lot of people, but I think she was telling the truth about him when she says he just wanted to be with black women to talk down to them. A pale, arrogant white guy that wears shades all the time sounds about right.
Yes, Bima is suffering from high TDS, but he came out like, let me look into this properly. He took up a decision to visit the White House. If you've been following this channel, you realize I did a couple of videos about it. Libras are melting down on social media about this. Some are unsubscribing to his YouTube channel. They don't want to follow him again. That notwithstanding, Bima went to the White House and met with Trump. What he saw, he was shocked. Trump is not the hit they used to sing every single day. Trump is this, Trump is that. He was actually shocked to realize the man can laugh. And he dictated something during that visit.
To report exactly what I saw, I did it to the best of my abilities.
Counterpoint?
I can be, yes.
Counterpoint?
Yeah.
Bill, I think you're right in saying that people have made too much of this, okay? It's not the Alta Summit. You're not Churchill. Kid Rock is not Stalin. Trump sure shit isn't FDR, okay? So, yes, I believe too much has been made about this, but I think you've fallen into the trap. I think that I represent 99% of the internet when I say this, is that you've played the game of proximity is principle. And what people are worried about is not your motivation. We believe you. We love you, Bill. Everybody loves Bill, right? So I'm not questioning your motivation. I'm questioning Trump's, okay? And if we can say that you went there in good faith, but maybe, just maybe, he wasn't there in good faith. I mean, you sold him on the Iran deal and he took it in. I mean, give me a break, okay? So the idea here is that your motivation is sound, but what's the impact? And I think a lot of people out there, fans of yours, people who love you, people who are fans of you, like me, I've been fans of you.
You don't
my
have
whole
to
life.
patronize me, dude. I
Okay.
don't know you.
Fair enough.
I never met you.
I'm just saying that this comes
Not
from a place
everybody
of
has to
love.
like it.
All I'm
That's
saying
what we
is-
said. There are people who didn't want it to happen at all. You sound like one of them. It's
No,
okay.
no.
But did
I don't
you hear
not mad at it.
did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
Like, what is the alternative to not talking? Just sit at your lunch table and don't talk to anybody.
I talked to him. I've interviewed Trump. Here's the difference.
That's just not an interview. This was not an interview.
I agree with the principle of engagement. I'm just saying from
Yes, I can't lie you that I actually enjoy the way B replied to this guy. It's amazing. Yeah, this was not an interview. What B struggling to do here, it is to tell Libras that you can still sit down with people you disagree with because there has been a problem with Democrats. They don't see that as anything. If they know that you are in an opposition to them, they don't want to see you. Yes, that is what I've seen. It should not be like that. If you are an opposition with someone, you should still be able to have conversations with them, disagree, agree with them at certain points. That is how it's supposed to be. But I don't see that with Libras. The hatred will actually spew continuously. And if this continue, to me, it's insane. Thank you guys for sharing out my videos. God bless you abundantly. Please share the video. If you see any clip after this, know that it is for the YouTube algorithm.
Generally called insider trading, and that would ordinarily
would. I know better than anybody. Forget about the economists who know better. Forget about people who know history. I alone can fix it.
Have a great day, everyone. Take a little time to enjoy the view. And remember, the resistance is real. You're not alone.
Has anyone else noticed how women on the left are the most miserable group of people? So
Harris is not president. Trump is. And if you don't like him, well,
starting on.
wish the
and
a lot of people who didn't vote.
And finally, new rule to those on the right.
Isn't exactly getting the hero's welcome.
Fact that the Americans finally realized what the reality was.
This is a Fox News alert, a crushing blow for Democrats who had hoped against hope.
Brad Schimmel, that has included Elon Musk pouring tens of millions of dollars.
I think you saw a repudiation of the fact that...
Do you think the Republican takeaways tonight are going to...
The margin right now, Randy Fine...
Everybody, he had never been...
When he walked out of Madison Square Garden and Tucker Carlson.
And from that, something new can spring.
Meanwhile...
And make J. Trump.
With a capital B.